You find me at the scene of a crime, actually. They're taking the mickey out of me. Hello? What have they done? I have no thermal vest on. I know you don't want to hear about my underwear, but I have no thermal vest on. I don't think we necessarily all work in the same way, but if you recognise this, then we might be really similar. And it was all just a bit too driven. There was no trust involved. There was no trust in life. And there was certainly no trust in myself. That's why we can't have nice things, because they all come and ruin it. Sound like a parent. The dear are my children. They're not. This is so exciting, guys. Another project to follow along with. Woohoo! I think I may have just spotted something. I think I may have just spotted the start of the bluebells in the woods at the bottom of the garden. Oh, yes, okay. So that. They're all bluebells. And I'm surrounded by the start of the English bluebell season. It's ridiculous. I think that's what's so perfect about gardening. It forces you to go at the speed of nature. I say this at the start of every vlog, but I'm finding that no vlog is the same at the moment. So today is, again, slightly different. I've needed to almost regroup after the last week because it's just been so full on, and it continues. So I was down there yesterday, I was down there today, at the deli I'm talking about. But I suddenly got to yesterday and I thought, I've got nothing for a vlog for Sunday, and I don't want to miss one. I really enjoy doing them. So I thought to myself, well, what do I want to do? What do I need to do? And it was just potter. So that's what this is. It's a bit more pottery. I think in the States you call it puttering around, and in the UK, well, I know I call it pottering around. They said it was going to be sunny today, and they weren't wrong. Welcome to the weekend in the English countryside. I love this sight. Boots by the door. It means that there's been gardening happening.
Times I've stranded, a castaway on unknown shore, although a stranger in this continent, I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom, always in bloom for you. Infatuated light, although it hurts me to be with you, I'm always in bloom, always in bloom for you, for
I find myself alone at home here in the cottage. It's quite rare for me to be alone, actually, especially at home on the weekend. So I'm going to savour this time, and I'm going to potter. I'm going to potter without purpose. I'm going to potter for relaxation and for self-care. These are the tulips that I planted in here just a couple of weeks ago. They've poked their heads up out of the soil. Really. It's interesting when you first come out for almost a full day's gardening at the end of winter, you know, your first full day's gardening at the end of winter, when it's warm enough and the conditions are right. You always tend to think, I always tend to think, I'll get the entire garden done. I completely underestimate the toll that winter takes on the garden, in terms, certainly when you're surrounded by woodland, the leaves and the twigs and the branches and the mud and everything that gets thrown into flower beds and along the side of the walls, and that all needs to be swept up and scraped off and cleaned up and put out and, you know, moved. I think that if it was up to me, I would be outside a lot more pottering. But I certainly think over the winter my focus goes onto the house. I would prefer to take care of the house in the winter and then deal with the garden in the spring and summer. And so it just means that there's a bit more to do on days like this. But there's no rush. I think that's what's so perfect about gardening. It forces you to go at the speed of nature. You cannot speed it up. Things will grow when they grow, and we're just there to help them along. I like that sense of powerlessness. I think it's really good when I know that for me personally, I'm so used to ordering something and then it arriving the next day, or calling someone and then it's done and taken care of, and it's handy and it's convenient. But I like that balance between that sort of instantaneous hit and convenience, and then planting something and knowing that you are not going to see it in all its splendour for many, many months. I think I may have just spotted something. I think I may have just spotted the start of the bluebells in the woods at the bottom of the garden. Let's go down and have a look, because if I'm right, I can't tell you how excited I am. Let's go. I've got the wrong shoes on. I've got my trainers on. Actually, they're my daughter's trainers, so I have to be careful with them because they're not mine. But we're going down this way. I'm hoping it's not too boggy. I don't know whether you can see it just yet. No, I don't think you can at all. Let's get closer. I've had to turn back to change my shoes. It's not fair. I put these on and have sort of commandeered them over the last couple of weeks or so, but I don't want to ruin them. So I'll go and get my my wellies on and we'll go back down. It's too glorious not to go back down. I've got the right shoes on. We're going back down. Still quite squelchy. Okay, so here's the piece of fence that borders my garden, and there's the woodland. So that's been down for I'm not sure how long actually, but oh yes, okay. So that, they're all bluebells. Let's go further in. Look. That carpet of green there, they are bluebells. They are English woodland native bluebells, and they are glorious. couldn't be happier right now. Sun is shining right through the trees, directly onto my face. It's quite warm as well. And I'm surrounded by the start of the English bluebell season. It's ridiculous. So my children and I come to that patch just there and put blankets out. It's in a sort of clearing, so the sun comes through the trees there at a certain point of the day, and then we pitch our blanket up just there. There's so many just around the base of this tree. It's bonkers. I hope I can do this. I hope I can make this work. I'll have to watch a YouTube video on it. I'm putting them up against this tree because I don't want to start carrying them back and forth right now. So I'm going to put them here. I'm going to gather as many as I can and see how many I've got, and when I've got enough then I'll start taking them up. But I'm just looking over there, there's loads more. This is so exciting, guys. Another project to follow along with. Ooh. Look at that one. This one is perfect. It's just lying there. So I'm guessing, oh yeah, I may have come up from up there, but ages ago. It looks like it's been up for a while. Just waiting for me to make a post out of it. That's where I'm up to so far. And that's taken me about 2.5 minutes to gather. Really early, about 7:30. I left my trainers on the doorstep all night and my jacket out here all night, and there's no dew on it, there's no frost or anything like that, and I don't have a thermal under my shirt, and I could come out here and start gardening. I'm not saying that it's going to stay that way until June, but you've got to take the weather when you can get it. Spent the morning down at the deli, painting, getting ready, just working things out with the new setup, and it seems to be working absolutely brilliantly, which I'm just delighted by. It's always a risk when you make a change, but this seems to be paying off. So now I'm home. It's going to be 20 degrees today, which is astonishing for early March. It's not going to last, so I am going to stay out here for as long as I can today. I'm just going to prepare for the growing season, make sure everything is as tidy as it can be, and just enjoy being outside, under the sky and in the sun. Oh, yes! I love my corn broom. It's the little things. I think it's interesting to hear other people's stories, and I find it interesting to see how they tackle problems or issues or challenges. And when people share things, I find that's why I like TikTok so much. I have learned so much about myself from TikTok. You wouldn't think it. When I first got it into TikTok, I just thought it was a kid's dance app. Oh, how wrong I was. So I was raised with that real sort of Protestant work ethic. It wasn't put on me by my parents particularly, it was just sort of in me. I'm the eldest daughter, I've got a very creative mother, very practical, hardworking father, and I think I'm a combination of the two of them. So over time, I have had to find a way to make myself work for myself. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I've had to find a way to work with the type of personality that I am, to achieve or manage or work through what it is that I need to get done. Before I knew myself a bit better than I do now, I would work and work and work and work. I couldn't sit still. It was anxious making to sit still and to stop. I would think that life was either passing me by, or I would have like massive FOMO about things. And it was all just a bit too driven. There was no trust involved. There was no trust in life. And there was certainly no trust in myself. But it's quite different now. Yesterday I woke up, as I've said, and I was really, really tired from the week. But more than that, my brain had stopped. I couldn't really think of anything other than the fact that I just wanted to rest. But like I said, I wanted to do this vlog. And I just thought, well, I'll just potter about and I'll film what I can. And I'll put it together and I'll put it up there because this isn't about perfection. Some people will be interested, some people won't, and that's okay. But the upshot of taking a break and just pottering is that I have had some of the best ideas that I've had for ages. I've swept up, I've tidied up, I've weeded, I've trimmed, I've cut back. And all that time, as I've been just doing something on autopilot, my mind has been mulling over, but it's been sort of resting as well. And when it rests, I get my best ideas. And it's not until I rest that I get my best ideas. That's the key. I don't think we necessarily all work in the same way, but if you recognise this, then we might be really similar. I am a huge, huge television fan. It is how I relax. I get inspired by TV. I really enjoy it. I love good television. But what I find is that while I'm watching it and I'm being entertained and I'm sort of resting on the sofa, I get then my best ideas. As a creative person who also happens to run a business, this is incredibly important. You have to be able to stop, let things percolate, and allow a different type of energy, which is a creative energy, not just that physical driven energy. So if you've got the same sort of inner drive that I sometimes fall prey to still, just know that the best thing you can do for your business, yourself, your mental health, your creativity, your ideas, your future is to stop. I'm going back into the week. full of ideas. I've written them down. I know what my next step is with regards to the decoration at the deli. I know what my next vlog's going to be, weirdly. I know what my next step with the quite a large project that I've got on at the moment that I haven't told you about. I know what my next step is with that. This would not have come, this would not have happened had I just been driving forward. So stop. You've got full permission to stop. In fact, it's the best thing that you can do. You find me at the scene of a crime, actually. I'll show you. They're taking the mickey out of me. Hello? What have they done? It's carnage! They've ravaged my beds. This is a clear case of vandalism. Something has run through or has been digging. Ignore that upturned sunbed. That's just needs a good jet hose. That's why we can't have nice things, because they will come and ruin it. Sound like a parent. The deer are my children. They're not. I'm going to go out with my daughter now. It's still sunny. It's still gorgeous. Of course I haven't done everything that I wanted to do, and I can feel myself starting to flag slightly, so it's time to take it down a notch. I can't wait to see you again on Thursday. I've got something really exciting, actually. I'm going to do a proper how-to. I'm excited. I think it adds a structure to my week, and it gives me longer to film these vlogs. So I'm not trying to pack it all in at the end of the week. I've only really been doing this since October. Actually, the end of October, was it or November? I'm not sure. So I'm still finding a rhythm, and I'm finding that unless I'm careful, I can't go out at the weekend. So have an amazing week. I've been sent a book and 2 letters in the post recently. I wanted to acknowledge those and just tell you that they mean a tremendous amount to me. And the letters, one from Maine and the other from England, that just beautiful, beautiful letters. And I just want to say thank you for those. Have a brilliant week, everyone. Huge, huge amounts of love from me to you. And I will see you Thursday with a how-to. I'm excited.